Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, which is the start of a new series on my channel, which I call What If. In this series of videos, I'll be taking a look at what if scenarios for the MCU and stuff like that. To begin off the series, I'll be taking a look at the idea of what if Peter had given Harry his blood in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So let's get into it. The film will basically play out the exact same way up until the scene where Harry asks Peter to find Spider-Man so he can give him his blood. Peter, not knowing by this point that his blood doesn't work with anyone else's, gives Harry a sample of his blood, obviously suited up as Spider-Man, and heads off. Harry takes the blood, however, obviously, as this was supposed to happen, it causes Harry to mutate, not into this goblin that looks looking straight out of a drug PSA, instead he transforms into the ultimate goblin. Blaming Peter for all this, he decides to get his revenge. Okay, obviously he doesn't know that Peter is Spider-Man. He blames Spider-Man for it, not Peter, because he thinks they're two completely separate people. Sorry, I've tried to do this several times with the damn Buffalo Bill voice, and obviously, after a while, I just realized either way, it wasn't gonna do like that, so I've decided to speak in my normal voice for once. Anyways, as I was saying, Harry, blaming Spider-Man for this, decides to get his revenge. He heads off to the Ravencroft Institute, breaks out both Electro and Rhino, and they go on an absolute massacre of the facility. I'm talking like they kill guards, or release all the prisoners, and they kind of like in the scene that, like one scene, Dark Knight Rises, the criminals just cause havoc all over New York City, and Spider-Man has to capture all of them. Now, eventually, Harry discovers that, that's right, Peter and Spider-Man are the same person. So, to lure him out, he kidnaps Gwen and holds her hostage near the Brooklyn Bridge. Probably is where I'm going with this. Peter goes off to rescue her, but before he can get to Harry, he has to deal with both Electro and Rhino. He manages to stop both of them, and eventually turns his sights to Harry, who's holding Gwen over the side of the bridge. While doing this whole monologue about how Peter was his best friend and he betrayed him. Peter, having learned at some point after he gave Harry his blood that he probably shouldn't have done that, tries to tell Harry the truth about the spider that bit him, but Harry is having none of it. And he throws Gwen off the side of the bridge. Peter tries to catch her, but if you've read the comics or seen the film, or hell, even seen Spider-Man Lotus, dear God, I hate that film. Ooh. You already know what happens. Peter, driven in a blind rage, attacks his best friend. And it's a very brutal fight. Like a slugfest of two people trying to do as much damage as possible. And while Peter tries his best to fight back, Harry gets the upper hand and is just about to kill him. That is until a police officer, until he's shot in the chest by a police officer. I'm going to say it's Jefferson Davis because it'd be a nice way to set up Miles Morales. He falls to the ground limp and turns back into regular old Harry. And it's pretty obvious that he's a goner. Electro and Rhino are sent back to Ravencroft, and the film ends on a somber note, with Peter feeling extremely guilty for the deaths of both Gwen and Harry. So he decides to retire as Spider-Man. He throws his costume in the trash and heads out in the night, stating that Spider-Man is no more. I might make a sequel to this if you guys really want me to, but once again, that's only if you guys really, really want me to. But I feel like there's a lot of potential that can be explored with this whole idea. Let me know in the comments below. But overall, that's all, folks.